I think it's time we sit down and talk about what's to come for the new Mainline Neptunia game. Because I'm very curious of what they got planned for it.
Who's he?
Kentman!
He's not important!
Okay.
Hello, gamers and collectors. It's your boy Kentman, bringing you that JRPG and fan service content you deserve. And you know, I was sitting here thinking about Neptunia because I can't think about Scara-Lead right now because it makes me angry. And it makes me wonder what we will be looking forward to for the new mainline game. They've been working on this for the past 2 to 3 years now, and earlier this year we did get confirmation that it's supposed to come out this year or get announced this year, and we're already in April. So when are they going to plan on announcing something for this game? And is it going to really push the boundaries of Neptunia? Is it really going to shift the focus of the gameplay loop a little bit and really push it from being a niche JRPG to more of a everybody JRPG? I mean, I'm not expecting to be mainline or anything like it's going to be across the boards of all numbers being high praise and whatnot, but at least a little bit where more people can get into the series, can enjoy the series, and it really pushes Neptunia to almost somewhat what a Yumiya is doing. Now, I'm not expecting to do an open world Yumiya Atelier game, but if it kind of gets to that mode of what the first Ryza game was, then I would be happy with that. I don't know what this hand motion is I'm doing. It's just kind of what I'm doing right now. It does get my brain turning on where the direction of the story is going to go, where the characters is going to be, how many years has gone by between what game that they're going to be leading from. I don't know, but I do think we can kind of guess on where they're going to head with this new game. And it starts right here where we're going to talk about more things about Neptunia. First being that the next numbered Neptunia game will be announced in 2025 from Compile Heart, confirmed in the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu. Which, now that I'm used to getting Famitsu magazines, I might actually see if I can find this one and buy it. The story, which continues from the previous games, has been in the works for the past 3 to 4 years. I thought it was 2 to 3 years, but 3 to 4 years is crazy. In collaboration with the series illustrator of Sukino, of the 4 goddesses Neptune, Noir, Blanc, and Vert, and will appear in plenty of new developments will unfold. A new illustration will likely for the new numbered title is also published in the magazine, which our source for the information is described as a resemblance of Honkai Star Rail. Maybe they are planning on making a Honkai Star Rail kind of JRPGs Neptunia game, which would make it more of what, a turn-based than the, well, I guess you could say action turn-based Tales kind of formula that they have for Neptunia. You know, it kind of reminds you of that more of a free roam, you fight, has the more action RPG-ness to it. So maybe they're going to go the more Honkai Star Rail route, which I wouldn't mind that at all, because like, I mean, I really do like Honkai Star Rail. I just wish it wasn't a gacha game, because then I would play and enjoy it more. Plus, you know, I love Kafka, so that game, if they can get some kind of status of that, and maybe even tweak the graphics to maybe kind of resemble that, then maybe we could actually see some promising things for the next line Neptunia game. But graphics aside, which we'll get to in a little bit, the more important question I have is that they say the story which continues from the previous games. Now, what games are they specifically talking about? Obviously, I'm just kind of speculating here, not saying any true facts. Are they following the mainline games that ends after Mega Dimension, or are they including Sisters vs. Sisters, Game Art Revolutions? It's hard to say, but let's just say if they are following the Mega Dimension route, are we going to see more of the Zero Dimension in the Heart Dimension? Because that's kind of where the story left off on. A little spoilers here for Mega Dimension, people who hasn't played it. I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a chance to move away if you don't want to be spoiled about Mega Dimension specifically, but could be more things for the future. Can you also imagine that Mega Dimension is already 10 years old at this point? Let that sink in. The Mega Dimension came out April 23rd, 2015. It's 2025 now, and we're almost about to reach its 10-year anniversary. That's crazy. Anyway, that's besides the point. The thing is about the Mega Dimension, they wrapped up everything when they went into the Zero Dimension, and then they was talking more about the heart. If you got the true ending, you were able to, like, they were talking about the Zero and Heart Dimension, the revival of that. So are they going to go that route where we get to see more of the Zero Dimension and more of the Heart Dimension, whatever that could be? And we'll actually see more of Yuzumi take a more center role of this new game? Or are they going to follow it after Sisters vs. Sisters? Now, despite what you say about this game, if it's a spinoff or whatever, the story in this game was actually really good. I think it was a good way to project the story a little further. I like that Nepgear was kind of the lead again, and she hasn't been a lead for a long time. I think Maho and Arnie was a good addition to the games. I like that they had kind of their own version of COVID in the world as well, that they also talked about the rise of smartphones and the rise of, you know, people not playing console games anymore and the rise of PC and stuff. I like Greyheart being an introduction to the story and stuff. So I wouldn't mind them bouncing off of this storyline, because despite the gameplay, even though the gameplay wasn't all that bad, I think this is the closest we've gotten to a mainline story in a long time, and it really does kind of boosts the story and characters in a good way. I really like how, with the disappearance of Neptune in this game, Netgear was the only one that was in lead, but she was trapped for 2 years. So Planetoon kind of fell into despair for a little bit, while all the other nations were trying to scramble and do things to take care of the R-phones and the trendy phenomenons and stuff. So maybe they'll follow this trend of Sisters vs. Sisters. Again, I wouldn't mind that, because I really did enjoy the story for Sisters vs. Sisters. That is a tongue twister and it's mouthful. But what if it's completely different? What if it has nothing to do with these games? Like, I mean, obviously they're gonna bounce off of what we already know, but what if it's a whole new dimension? What if it's like the Triforce dimension? I don't know, I'm just saying things. But it makes me wonder where they're going to take the story from this point. Me personally, I would like them to either follow up Sisters vs. Sisters storyline, because I think the story in this was the strongest in a long time, or following up after Mega Dimension and them exploring more of the zero dimension or the Heart Dimension, because I would like to know more about that. Because it would be cool to see Yuzumi get more screen time in the game besides what, you know, Neptunia Riders vs. Dongos was, even though that was a spin-off game. I would like to see Yuzumi be in a lead role in her own game, but also, like, I mean, I want Neptune to still be the lead for the brand new Neptunia game, but I also want, you know, Yuzumi. I guess I want a lot. I guess I'm being greedy, but how can I not, when there's like so many possibilities for a brand new Neptunia game that's going to be a mainline game? You know how long it's been since we had a mainline game? So, like, thinking about the possibilities of what this game can bring, it makes me excited. Also, for the fact that we gotta also talk about Scara-Lead Salvation. This game's coming out May 29th, so this is like their big budget game, the biggest that Compound Heart has ever done, and it's a third-person shooter game. It doesn't break the boundaries by any means, but the fact is, this game is looking really cool. You have a really sexy cybernetic girl. I think her name is Willow Martin, and she wakes up with no memories, and it's kind of like a time loop that she's in, and she has to figure out how to get out of it. When she dies in real life, she dies in the game. Sorry, a little Sora line reference there. And she, like, tries to figure out how she can get out of this time loop, and apparently it's not coming to Switch, which I think that's kind of funny that they said fuck Nintendo at this point, because, you know, Nintendo did say fuck them first, so I guess Nintendo was, it'd be ID practice saying fuck you too. So I don't know. Anyway, the fact is, this game looks really cool, and the graphics of this game looks really decent for ID Factor and Compound Heart in its own right. And it makes me wonder if we can see the graphics for the next Neptunia game look like this, and also take a direction like this, because this game looks really decent. Again, it doesn't groundbreak any super major gaming aspects that we haven't seen already. More impressive than this, but for ID Factory itself, this is impressive. This is the best looking game they have ever made in my history of loving ID Factory and combat horror games. And it makes me wonder if this is going to be their new direction for a lot of their games, and it kind of makes me want to play this. Now, I'm very torn on this game. From graphics wise, it seems really good, and I want to support it because of that. Gameplay wise, I don't know. It seems kind of, not that it's going to be all that good, but it seems like it could help lead this technology into the next Neptunia game. Now, I wouldn't want the next Neptunia not to have its kind of art style that it has, because Neptunia has kind of a unique, iconic art style where it's more, vibrant and saturated, and the saturation and the colors are very beautiful and whatnot. However, getting that more like gritty and more of a dark tone for a Neptunia game would be pretty cool to see. Maybe not for the next mainline game coming back, but maybe the graphics and the way this game is built could be the foundation of what the next Neptunia game could be. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But hopefully we do hear something soon, because again, it's already April. It's April. So we have to see something soon. So this game is supposed to be announced this year. So when we see the next trailer, maybe Summer Game Fest, maybe. That's going to be coming up soon. What else is coming up soon? Because maybe the state of play, maybe a state of play, this will show up at some point, maybe in like a scissor reel or something. But I kind of want them to do their own thing and announce it on their own terms, where they're like, man, this is our new game. This is what Neptunia is going to be. It's going to blow our socks off. And now I kind of want to find the artwork that they said is going to be resembling Honkai Star Rail. I couldn't find it, so we're going to just have to wait until the issue or illustration pops up in official means at some point. But regardless of that, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. What would you want for the next new mainline game? Would you like them to follow the events that happen within Mega Dimension or Sisters vs. Sisters? Would you like it to kind of reference the old games but kind of do its own new thing? What kind of graphic style would you like? Would you like it to be more in line with the Scar-Lead Salvation, more of the Honkai Star Rail route? Would you want it to be a more turn-based RPG like Honkai Star Rail? Or would you like to keep the same identity of Neptunia but move in the direction of pushing the boundary of the game in a whole new way than we never seen before with the Neptunia series? Let me know all your comments down in the comments down below, because I would like to know what you think, because I just like talking about Neptunia and of course just fan service in general. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, let me know by hitting the like button, subscribing for more, and I will see you in the next video next time. Bye.